And I think all retailers are experiencing something different from the same thing. We have suffered greatly. At times we have only had 50% of our turnover. People love to come to IKEA and suddenly they couldn't come to IKEA.
A lot of people say in the past 2 years is the golden year of retail home and furniture business. Because of pandemic, people have to stay at home and it's kind of like a perfect time to decorate their house. So as an IKEA manager Thailand and Vietnam, do you agree with that? And how was overall of IKEA in the past 2 years?
Oh, for sure. I think the pandemic and the effect on the retail industry has been big. And I think all retailers are experiencing something different from the same thing. And for us at IKEA, we have been really fortunate to be in an industry such as home furnishing, as you say, that has been kind of growing, because the interest in the home is never been more important and more valued by everybody because people are stuck at home. But that being said, we have been closed. We have had only been operating e-commerce only. Our stores are closed. And of course, we have suffered greatly. At times, we have only had 50% of our turnover. But we're really proud to say that even with all of that, we've been able to keep all our co-workers employed at full benefit. But it's really our co-workers that have made this happen. You know, we have a lot of energy and spirit in the team to constantly adapt. So yeah, the home is important, and there's no doubt that we have seen the biggest interest in the home in the last 2 years in maybe our full 10-year history in Thailand.
How is IKEA business and marketing strategy adapting during the COVID-19 outbreak lockdown? And how was the measure in the previous lockdown period?
Yeah, again, we've been in a really fortunate position where we have launched e-commerce 1 year prior to the pandemic. So we were really well positioned to adapt our business. And overnight, like many retailers, we had to change the way we did business. Of course, e-commerce only, when we were a big cash and carry, people loved to come to IKEA and suddenly they couldn't come to IKEA. So overnight, the shopping center or our store turned into an e-commerce fulfillment. Mm-hmm. And maybe we had co-workers before who were serving meatballs. Now they were packing parcels to send to customers' homes. So we had a big adaptation, but we had a system capability. You know, we had e-commerce ready, so we could do this. But not everything was, not everything worked so smoothly. Certainly, an online-only business is a challenge, where probably 80 to 90% of our business still comes from cash and carry, customers coming to our store, touch and try. They love to experience our room settings. But when we go online only, then of course the challenges really become apparent to us. No least one is around payment methods, being able to make smooth and easy payment methods. And we've adapted that throughout this year by adding in QR payments, which we didn't have before. And that's meant that IKEA is now more accessible to many people. Many people don't have a credit card. So that was an example of the adaptations we needed to make. And also, suddenly, if you can't come to the store and get the most affordable option by picking something up yourself, and then suddenly you need to pay for a delivery, whether it's a truck delivery or parcel delivery, we needed to make that more affordable. So we had a number of promotions when we were only in e-commerce, where we halved the price of our truck delivery and we halved the price of our parcel delivery, so that many more people could still, you know, access IKEA even if it was just online.
Today is no more lockdown. The question is, how does IKEA view the customer behavior on their spending? And are there any interesting learning points?
Yeah, I think what's the continuation of our learning is that Thai people love the IKEA brand. As soon as we opened the front door, everybody came rushing back, in a safe way, of course. But Thai people are resilient, and that's what we love. What we've learned is that it's important right now to side with the many people. And we've done that by ensuring that, again, this financial year or in our business year, we've lowered our prices. So we've lowered more than 600 prices this year, even lower prices, no least on our entire sofa range is minus 15%. So we know that people's wallets have got thinner, and that's what we want to be able to encourage. So yeah, we've seen customers come rushing back. We've seen them really appreciate our lower prices. Maybe they're waiting for our meatballs. We haven't managed to fully get our restaurant operating yet because we want to do it step by step and be totally safe. But as of yesterday, we have opened our restaurant to 50% capacity. And we know that many people come here for our meatballs. So we're really excited to also invite our restaurant customers back as well.
As I remember, it's 10 years already, IKEA in Thailand. How was in the last 10 years?
Yeah, it's fantastic to realize that we've been 10 years in Thailand. I don't know if you remember the opening. I wasn't here then, but I hear that we opened amidst the big flooding in Bangkok. So it was a pretty challenging opening in November.
It's quite exciting on that time, as I remember. And I think in my place, I have a lot of IKEA furniture also. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Thai people, they kind of like understand IKEA very well, very fast, and seem like every house has IKEA furniture also. How come?
I think for many Thai people, we are a well-loved brand, and we're trusted as a brand as well. And so I think more or less every home will have some small item of IKEA in their home. We see that even last year when we had our IKEA fans collection, that the people flocked to the stores just to get a little piece of the brand. So yeah, a very well-loved brand. But more importantly, I think we've really enabled people to really make big or small changes in their home, and that's been highly appreciated. And we've really worked hard to be affordable for Thai people. And we still have more work to do there, because we want everybody to access IKEA range and make all those changes at home that will create a better everyday life for them. So yeah, in November we are super excited to say a big thank you to the Thai customer for 10 years of great dedicated loyalty to us, and also to celebrate together the work that we've done with making home count. Yeah.
Do you think what the more reason that made Thai people, Thai markets like accept IKEA very fast is because of the brand or the price or the variety of furniture?
I think it's all. I think Thai people love the brand, and they trust the brand, and they trust our quality. We see that through the work that we've done in the last 2 to 3 years. We see that they trust our low prices more. They start to recognize that it is more affordable, and we have invested in prices to make sure we are more affordable. But I think they like also how, it's a fresh Scandinavian design. They like our form, they like our function. It's uniquely IKEA. You can't get it anywhere else. And so I think they appreciate how all of that comes together. So,
for the shortly, what is the Scandinavian style?
Scandinavian style, well, I think first and foremost, it's a combination of function and beauty. If I was to really simplify it, it's not just beauty on its own. Anybody can make beautiful things, but can people make things that are beautiful, that they're functional, they're affordable, they're really good for the environment? I think those are the things that make IKEA stand out. And then on top of that, to be able to do all of that and make it a really affordable price. That's, I think, what's the difference between an IKEA product or an IKEA sofa or our competitor's sofa. So
I have heard that you have a designer background also. Could you tell us briefly like what trend it's going to be?
Yeah, certainly I think from a range development perspective, there's been a lot of focus where our range is developed in IKEA Sweden on all the needs of life at home right now, particularly around working at home. There's been a really big focus on cooking and eating at home. I don't know about you. I haven't become a home chef, but many people have become home chefs. So there's been a lot of development around our cookware range, working from home, workspace range, and also about children. I mean, children are working, playing, they're doing even more at home. So there's been a lot of development with the range there as well. We've put a big focus on that to really reflect what's happening in life at home. But the number one sort of main area that people have needed to deal with in home is storage. So everybody's been sitting at home and they've realized, oh my gosh, there's a lot to get organized, and maybe I can clean this cupboard, or maybe I can organize this area of my home. And so we see that still the needs of the many, which is storage, is still the source of our business. So we are still selling lots and lots of storage boxes. So people have been doing big and small things to change their home. The number one selling area for us was everything to do with working from home. Workspaces, desks, chairs. Even now, it's still in double-digit growth, you know, and I would have thought by now everybody's got their home working environment organized, but still many people are still sitting on the dining chair and not on an office or a proper work chair at home. So still the number one business. Number two is everything cooking and eating. People went crazy for cooking and eating, whether it was what you eat off or what you cook with.
People become a chef.
The home chef was a really big thing. And then I think number three, surprisingly, was all things to do with storing and outdoor. So people suddenly realized that they couldn't go very far, so they wanted to make the most use of their balcony or the most use of the outdoor space. So a lot of people were investing in the spaces they had in and around their home, whether it be the balcony or outside, so that they could create almost like a holiday in their own home. So we saw a big uplift in outdoor furniture, outdoor storage also. So they were kind of the big categories. At the very beginning of the pandemic, also a lot with children. And in fact, we even struggled with supply of our soft toys at one stage.
How do you see the future of the retail business after COVID-19, and how does IKEA plan for this?
I mean, the biggest thing we're planning for right now is the continuation of our affordability journey. We know that people's wallets have got extremely thin now. And we will continue to side with the many people by lowering our prices. Year on year, we keep most of our prices the same. A few go up because cost prices go up. But this year we've lowered another 600 prices. And as I say, we've lowered them in the area that matters the most: storage, sofas. People want to make their living room count. We also know that we need to focus a lot more on services. Services need to be affordable and accessible. So we are working hard to lower the prices permanently of our deliveries. We also want to reach out into the whole of Thailand with a more affordable delivery offer, so more people can access IKEA. But I think the point of difference that we see with retail going forward is a more sustainable way of retailing. IKEA for a long time has had a big focus on caring for the people and the planet, but we're going to take really big steps with that now. We have just about to open, or we have opened, I should say, a circular hub in the Bang Yai store, whereby customers can bring back product, and the product can have a second life, and the customer can get a small token for that product return. We have a recycling station there. So we're doing all our efforts to really sort of enable everybody to have a more sustainable life at home. We've got hundreds of life at home products that enable a more sustainable life. We've got air purifiers coming. We've got really fantastic products made with material choices that are recyclable, renewable, etc. So we're doing a lot when it comes to caring for the people and the planet. It's a big initiative.
Okay, thank you for today. I think I have more idea about decoration my place also, and I think it's very interesting that the store actually open and I can see a lot of people coming. So thank you for today for the Nation Talk. ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ